Hey guys, it's the RC Genius. Today I'm doing an instructional video on how to replace a metal U-joint. Now, some people might not know what this is. Actually, I didn't know what it was until I first started in the hobby. But basically what it is, it's a component in the axle, which is like a ball that has 4 pins sticking out of the side of it. So, there it is. I have a ton of these in the shop, and it's a very common thing to have. You don't usually break them, but you do usually break the axle, the plastic axle that's around it. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be kind of doing a new series where I'm going to go through and on just one RC car, I'm going to show how to fix and replace every single part. So that way if someone wanted to come to my channel, they could find how to fix anything they needed. So I'm going to do that. Let me know what you guys think about that. But here is an example of where the U-joint is. This is called a half shaft. Well, each one of these is called a half shaft, but this makes up the axle. It goes in and out so that way you can the suspension works with the axle. So if you look when I move the suspension on my truck, you can kind of see, it's not very easy to see, but you can kind of see that the gap here gets smaller because the axle is moving up and down. And also, right there, let's get the light in there, right there is where the U-joint connects to the actual axle that the tire sits on. And then also right here, there's a U-joint right in there where the differential output yoke connects to the half shaft. It's a lot of big words, however, it's a main component to an RC car. And what I'm going to be showing you how to do is basically how to connect the U-joint, the 2 pins, to an axle piece. Because if you look, it's not as easy as it looks because the 2 pins here are actually bigger, or a little bit, well, yeah, they're a little bit bigger than the gap they can go through. So let's get the camera to focus just a little bit. But if you look, the pin itself is bigger than this diameter here. So this video is how to easily install that. So let me get the truck out of the way. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start. So all you're going to need to do this is you're going to need a flathead screwdriver, and also you're going to probably need, we'll just say, a small object. So I'm going to just be using this pick, which is, you know, a tool. It's like a utility pick. But you could also use something as simple as a tiny little drill bit or a body clip, anything you have. And you'll see why. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide the flat end screwdriver into there. Now you don't want the flat end screwdriver to be so big that it won't fit and that you're pushing the 2 ends out. You don't want to do that because then you're going to weaken these 2 plastic ends. However, you want it to be just the right size. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take the actual axle and we're going to first put it, let me get the camera nice and close for you. Then we're going to put the axle and slide it on just like that. Now what we're going to do, this is where the important part is. So you see where the bottom's not in there. We're going to push on this piece right here, the right piece, and we're going to slide it down, and we're going to let it hang on the edge of the pin. So if I were to move it back, you can see it's actually on there. You can see it's actually connected. So if I were to move it like this, it's actually connected. Now what we're going to do is I'm just going to take my pick, I'm going to put it right in here, right where the pin is, the end of the pin, and that's going to kind of make a block, so that way when I push down, this the U-joint is just going to pop right into that little area. So let's do it. Might have to use a little bit of a bigger side of this pick, but it will go in. And just like that, it is now in. There is the U-joint on there. That's it. It seems like it's really complicated. You're going to try and use, a pair of pliers, and you're going to try and spread the two ends apart so you can fit that U-joint in. But you don't want to do that because, one, you could risk breaking these ends just by using pliers and pulling it too far. And when you do that, you kind of weaken it. So if you had a really hard impact, it's not going to take as much. Whereas this, it's pretty simple. It's just a one-time thing, and you can see that this piece is not, the plastic on the edge of this axle is not spread out at all. It is perfect shape. So yeah, that's an easy way of how to do that. So next video, I will show how to replace a differential output yoke. Get the camera to focus. Next video, I will show you guys how to replace a differential output yoke. It's pretty easy. So thank you everyone for watching. Please like and subscribe. If you want to subscribe, please hit the button right there. And also, if you want to check out a video, this right here is actually a video that YouTube has suggested is good for you. So hopefully you guys enjoyed whatever that video is, and I hope to see you guys next time on the RC Genius.